All right, look, I'm about to make a bold claim. I'm about to make a bold claim that a certain crypto narrative is about to go up to the stratosphere. Not only that, if we have an alt season, this very narrative may actually be the leader of alt season, meaning whether we have an alt season, whether we have an altcoin run, this new narrative, these 4 or 5 coins are probably gonna drive most of the profits. And I'm not just about to make that statement, I'm actually betting on this statement. I'm getting out of altcoins into this narrative. I'm gonna show you exactly what the narrative is, which coins I'm looking at, and which coins I'm getting out of in this video. So make sure you pay attention because this may be the most important video you watch on this channel in 2025. With that said, we're getting started right now.
Hey guys, I'm Perpetual. Remember, Paul is not a financial advisor, but he is good looking. Also, this is not financial advice. Please subscribe down below and check out my channel at Perpetual.
Hey, welcome back. My name is Paul. If it's your first time here, this channel is all about crypto, all about cryptopreneurship. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about a new narrative, some new crypto coins that I believe can take us to the stratosphere, make you massive gains. Whether we have an alt season, whether we don't have an alt season, I do believe that these altcoins, as long as we don't go into a bear market, are actually gonna take us up to the heavens. They're gonna save your portfolio. As a matter of fact, if you are down in your portfolio and you are in the wrong altcoins, these altcoins might actually save you. That's what we're gonna be talking about in this video. Now look, just to be clear here, this is extremely important. Even though I'm a genius and incredibly good looking, you have to understand that I could be wrong. Sooner or later, I'm going to be wrong. I know I've got some amazing calls up to now and we've made profits, but I might be wrong. I mean, I got a couple wrong already, even though most our calls are correct. So you have to understand, number one, you have to do your own research. Number two, you're responsible for this. If this all goes to shit, don't come blaming me. And number three, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am just sharing my opinion as a genius, as an incredibly good-looking individual, okay? I'm just sharing my advice here. There's a disclaimer down below. Make sure you read it. Don't not read that disclaimer. Read that disclaimer. There's also some pretty cool links down there. Now, a few days ago, last week, I actually called Aster coin. Aster coin, a perpetual DEX. I made the call and I was begging you to get in over the next few days from that call. We called it at 44 cents. We told you to get in at 65 cents. We even told you to get in at 90 cents. It went all the way to $2. And I do believe that this coin, Aster DEX, is just gonna continue going up. Now, Aster DEX is a hyper-liquid competitor. Let me show you something. This is Hyperliquid. This is the Hyperliquid website over here. And if we launch the app, it takes you to Hyperliquid, the Perpetual DEX. You can actually trade on this in a decentralized way, no KYC, no nothing. But if you also look at Aster coin here, this is the Aster coin website. Looks quite similar, right? Let's launch this. And it did ask you for an invite code. Please use mine. It's in the description down below. It's both linked and the code itself. Please use it. It will help support me making more of these videos and talking about your favorite coins. But at first glance, you will see pretty much the same platform over here, just different colors. But there are a few differences here. Number one, Aster DEX you can use in the US. Hyperliquid, not so much, but you can use Aster DEX in the US and you can trade stocks. Hyperliquid is crypto only. You can actually trade stocks. Plus it's newer, there's a lot of hype. CZ is backing it, he's promoting it, literally trying to take market share and doing a very good job at it, may I ask. But also, they have an upcoming airdrop as well. If you use Aster DEX, again, the link's in the description down below, you can get a massive airdrop, probably one of the biggest airdrops in history, just for using the DEX, just by opening a position. It connects to your MetaMask wallet, whatever wallet you want to use. Very easy to use, and it's safer than using a decentralized exchange. It's safer than using a centralized exchange. Basically, Aster DEX, but also Hype and other competitors, which we'll look at in 1 second, it's just the future of trading. They work better, safer, faster. That's what I'm looking at here. We're looking at a new narrative. Hype paved the way. We called Hype, we made massive profits. We called Aster DEX, already made a 7 or 8x on Aster DEX, maybe a little bit less. We called it 44 cents, went up to $2. You do the math. But there are other coins, and I do believe we had an AI season, and while AI might still run, I believe that this new narrative, Perpetual DEX narrative, will take this sector, will take cryptocurrency, will take altcoins by the storm. They're gonna suck out liquidity. Think about it. It's the perfect lineup here. So here's what I'm doing. Here are the coins that I'm holding, and we'll get into what I'm swapping out of into these coins as well. Why I'm gonna lay down the whole strategy for you here. So first up, we have Hyperliquid with the Hype coin over here. This is the blue chip, if you will, of this narrative. Sitting currently at $44 as I'm making this video. The price action is pretty good. You can see it right here. We broke out above $28.3 over here. I believe we called it under $20. We went all the way up to $58.6 over here. We came down, the cryptocurrency as a whole came down, currently made support at $39.9. Let's just call that $40 psychological. And I do believe there's a range over here from 39.9 down to maybe 36.8. That's a support range. And then we have another range. We have support on the way down. Let's just put it that way. And I do believe that this is gonna at least challenge all-time highs, break them, and I'm keeping my forecast of $84 to $99. The thing is, if any other project fails, a lot of people are saying, okay, if Hype already run, why not get into these other projects alone? And I get what you're saying, but you have to think of Hype a bit differently. First of all, it has proof of concept. It's been working, people are using it. But second of all, if the other ones fail for whatever reason, or there's so much competition, Hype is kind of like your safety net. Liquidity will go back into Hype if anything over here fails, FUD, whatever. It should go back to Hype. So if this narrative works as a whole, you can look at Hype kind of like your blue chip or your guarantee, so to speak. There's no guarantees in crypto. Please understand what I'm trying to say here, okay? So you have Hype, that's number one, as your blue chip in this sector. Then you have Aster or Aster DEX. This is the number one competitor to Hyperliquid with amazing price action. We went all the way up over here, currently fighting to make 1.9 support. Even if we go lower, the range is down to 1.7. Lower than that, it would be about 1.3 or $1 psychological. I don't believe we're gonna get this low. But if we can just break all-time highs of 2.3, we have blue sky breakout and price discovery, and I wouldn't be surprised if this at least gets to $4, maybe $9. And I'm not just banking on that, I believe this can do a lot more. I believe it can do a lot more. It can suck market share out. You know, Binance, CZ, they can definitely push this out, and they've already refunded and taken care of people that actually lost some trades. They admitted their mistake and refunded them. So they're a serious company here. It looks like they're gonna do what Solana wants to do but can't do it right now. They need a couple of years to do this DEX thing for it to work for them, in Perpetual DEX. But Hyperliquid already works better than the ones on Solana, and Aster DEX is the number one competitor, and I do believe it's actually better than Hyperliquid, but I don't wanna make that much of a bold statement right now. Okay, so we have, let's say, Hype. That would be your Bitcoin for now, even though in this case, a coin could overtake it in the future. So you have Hype. Then you have Aster DEX, which is your Ethereum. But imagine even though it's on Binance, or you could call it your Binance, but imagine it's the beginning. Imagine Aster DEX like BNB at $12. Does that make sense? This is strong enough to bring a comeback to BNB and Binance Coin. That's why you're seeing BNB pumping. And when we saw that, we were holding up positions. We got more into BNB, researched why Aster DEX, right? So this is your portfolio so far. You have Hype, Aster DEX. Then you have Avantis at $1.53. Look, this has gone up 263% so far on CoinMarketCap. I'm not gonna sit there looking before release and all that, but it has released and is up 262%. Went all the way up to $2.4 over here, currently finding support perfectly at $1.4, or it looks like it is. If this can break all-time highs, also blue sky breakout and price discovery, this is a perfect coin to get into, just like Aster. This is your chance to get in early. Now, because this is riskier, I'm gonna tell you the amounts I'm actually getting into and what I'm converting from. But imagine, so far we have Hype, we have Aster, then we get a bit riskier, at least that's what I'm seeing it as, and we're getting into Avantis. Not so, think of it kind of like Bitcoin, BNB, SUI. Avantis might be the SUI, if you will, of this narrative. I know that's not the best example I could think of, but it is what it is. You get the drift here. So you have Avantis also part of this narrative, and let's get a riskier coin now, okay? Let's look at a riskier coin. Same narrative, and it's Bluefin. Now, Bluefin is currently down 58.4% on the yearly, and it is starting to break out here. I wanna see it break above 26 cents or even 30 cents psychological, and if you wanna get really technical, 36 cents. And it might actually do an amazing move all the way to $1 if it breaks these all-time highs over here, maybe even $2, maybe more. We don't know how this will do as a narrative, but Bluefin is on SUI, also a Perpetual DEX. So if SUI starts going up as a coin, its Perpetual DEX, which is Bluefin, should also go up as a coin. Same thing with Aster Coin if BNB does well, and vice versa. This is a crypto portfolio, a narrative-based portfolio for this upcoming potential alt season. We'll talk about more alts as well. Just bear with me here because this is important. Let me show you, let me write this down for you because I don't want you to get this wrong, and also tell you what I'm converting from and how much I'm actually, or how much percentage-wise I'm allocating and what kind of amounts we're talking about here, okay? All right, so this is gonna be our Perp DEX portfolio over here. And we have Hype right here at the top. We then have Aster, Avantis, which I believe is on base, and then Bluefin, which I believe is on SUI. And of course, Aster is on BNB. So Hype is our blue chip over here. Hype is the #1 DEX right now, even though Aster DEX is actually outperforming it right now as we speak. This is the way I'm looking at it. Again, Hype is kind of like your guarantee or blue chip for this narrative. Now, me personally, I actually got more into Aster because I want to take significant risk here because I'm actually pretty sure that this is going to do very well. So I have, let's say, 40% in Hype, and now I have 40%, same amount, in Aster. So these two are battling it out over here. This is what I'm doing. Then the remaining 20%, I have 15% of my allocation into Avantis. And when I say allocation, I don't mean I got paid by anyone. I mean the money I have, I've allocated into Avantis. And then I have another 5% here into Bluefin. And that's my Perpetual DEX portfolio. Now, here's what I did though, because this is quite important. Let me just get rid of this. I have a lot of altcoins that I actually took profits from already, but because of this dump, and I took profits into USDT and into Bitcoin over here, but because of this dump, a lot of these coins I was still holding were down a lot, considerably. So maybe I had $500 here, $1,000 there, $2,000 here, depends, right? But a lot of these low amounts, 600, 800, whatever, I converted them into the Perpetual DEX narrative portfolio I was talking about. For example, PAL, I converted for now into Aster. Same as Fetch, same as ChainGPT, all into Aster. Then I had Fartcoin and some other small coins, maybe a few hundred here, a few hundred there. I converted all those into Avantis. And from my AGI, which I had allocation from the company, by the way, I took profits into Avantis as well. And some other change, can't remember which coins, whatever, I actually put them into Bluefin. And the reason is, and this is very important, do not skip this part of the video, this is gonna teach you a lot. This is some alpha right here. It's simple, but a lot of people don't talk about this or understand this. But there's something called size positioning. Size positioning, you can have a lot of coins at, let's say, $500, $300, whatever, but it makes more sense to actually gather these all together into one coin that may actually pump less than all these coins over here. And you actually reduce risk if you have too big of a portfolio. Let me explain this because this is actually very important. And pay attention here because you're actually gonna get this information for free, even though I'm actually adding this to my course right now. I'm actually adding this part to my course, which costs $1,297, and that's early bird. Okay, so it's a very expensive course and I'm adding this and I'm gonna give you this for free. So there's a free lesson here, okay? So let's say you have a couple of coins here. Let's say you have a coin A, which is worth $100, and then you have coin B, which is also $100 here. And the more you have, the more risk you have, because not all of them will go up the same. Some will fail, some will disappear, some will do a 10x, some won't do crap, might do a 2x. But you know, not all of them are gonna 10x, but let's say these two 10x. So you have $100 here, let's say it goes 10x, and then you have $100 here and it goes 10x. Okay, both of these will give you $1,000 here and $1,000 here. So let's say these two 10x over here, and you made $2,000. Congratulations. Okay? Well, if you had $1,000 in one coin that will 2x, just double, that's your $2,000. So you have to understand that if you're gonna get into multiple coins, it's worth it if there are bigger amounts. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because even a 10x won't be life-changing. It won't do much for your portfolio. Whilst if you have one coin that even 2x's, it could bring you that 10x, but also if it does even more, you can do even more because we're talking about a 2x here. What if it 10x's? That's 10K. That can make a very big difference to your portfolio. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I'm not so sure if I'm articulating this right because I just wanted to do this video. I just woke up, just had coffee. But if you have too many coins that are small, even a 10, 20x, it won't be significant to your portfolio. But if you combine all these into one or two coins that have a chance to do a 10, 20x, but would even make you more money with a 2x, it would be great, it would be a good move to put these coins into that coin. Aster DEX is that coin in my opinion. And then the narrative portfolio, if you have many coins, even better. We go by the narrative portfolio, but I'm taking Aster DEX as the coin here. This is why I got into it in the first place. We started converting small amounts, and now I'm converting other small amounts for a portfolio play. Does that make sense? It makes a lot more sense. By the way, I mentioned my course earlier on. If you're interested, it's in the description down below. Comes with a factor line. If you watch my live streams, you would have seen me using the factor line. It's actually actually a great indicator that is long-term investing and swing trading. I stuttered. Check it out, see if it's for you. It's quite expensive, but regardless, do you understand what I'm doing here? Do you understand? If you have too many small positions and you get an opportunity like this, Aster DEX showed us that there is a narrative at play. Aster DEX may actually outperform hype, but both of them are doing very well. It just makes sense to convert small amounts into Aster DEX. It's less of a risk and can give you more profits. And even if it doesn't 10, 20x, which I believe it can, even a 2x or 3x will get you more money than all of these together, because not all of them are going to run to 10x. You're reducing risk. Does that make sense? And look, I do believe that this is gonna be the new narrative. There is a chance, I'm not saying it's 100%, but there is a chance that this narrative will be a narrative like AI and will lead the last leg up. If there's an alt season, great, this will probably do well anyway, probably better than everything else. But also, even if there isn't, if there is a selective run, just like we've had with altcoins, with AI coins, gaming in the past as well, this might be the new thing. This is what you wanna be getting into. Now, there are other coins that are going to do extremely well. There are other coins which I am holding and I believe are going to outrun most other coins in the potential alt season in October, or at least will do better than other altcoins if we have a selective run or some coins run. Anyway, regardless, let me explain what, I don't know what's going on here. Look, okay, it's too early in the morning. This video right here is my October portfolio. So other than this narrative I just explained, these coins I believe are going to do extremely well, and I've positioned myself in these coins for potential October or a next leg up in altcoins. Check out this video and I will see you there.